And we're live.
Yes, we are. We are live. Welcome back, BX3 listeners. So glad to have you. Thanks for joining me again, Nick.
Yeah.
I love that we get to do this podcast because even if it's one person listening and it's my mom, I feel like we're making an impact on our listeners. So thank you for being here if you're one of those people.
Hi, Mom.
Yes, hi, Mom. Today, Nick, I want to talk about approachability.
Okay.
If your team can't approach you, you're leading alone. And it's going to go from I can fix it to let's fix it together. So today we're going to define approachability. We're going to talk about some of the traps you can fall into and give you like a good best bet or a good practice to start if you're struggling with people not approaching you with things.
There is so much we can get into in this.
Yeah.
And I think we'll do good just rolling with the punches because I think it's really important that leaders out there really understand what approachability is.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'll just start off funny in a funny way kooky way that I always say, like, you know, you can see how I'm dressed. Like, this is how I dress every single day. Not all 7 days of the week, but in leadership, this is what I dress. And, you know, I can walk into a restaurant and say hi to everybody and sit down on my computer and be completely unapproachable just because the way I look. Like, I get it. Like, and one of the joking things I tell people is like, I'm not with corporate. I work for the Bucciafillo family. I'm Nick. I'm a director. Hey, nice to meet you. You know, how long you been with us? And that's one of the things I always say to people because I meet a lot of people. We have like 1,900 people that work for us.
Yeah.
And one of the things I always like to say is, hey, how long have you been with us? Not today, but like forever. And then they kind of laugh. And they look at me as a tool. Like, I'm a tool. Like, I look like a tool. I'm wearing a suit. I my funky hair. And, but just being genuine with them and having fun and kind of coming to their level, even though I'm on their level already. Like, they look at us as leaders. It's like, we're like, oh, literally,
we're people.
I'm looking right at you, right?
We're
We're the same people. Yeah. So
we're people.
I think breaking that ice with people is really important. And I know we're going to jump into it because, you know, we're already going on the rabbit hole. But
No, Nick, you're exactly right. Like, when we take the time and connect with them and actually engage with them, they are more likely to approach us. And I think a lot of times, you know, saying that hi, good morning, to your point, sometimes isn't enough. We have to get curious and ask more questions. And then all of a sudden, they're like, oh, yeah, that Nick guy is not bad. Like, you know, I can go ask him a question. I feel comfortable asking him XYZ or this. And now you've established that rapport.
yeah, and you said it, the rapport.
Yeah.
Like, that rapport is going to make us more approachable and more comfortable. And when they see me, or they see you, they're going to be like, oh, you know, Nick O'Reilly said, you know, they're always going to remember that I said good morning and I asked, how long have you been with us? They're going to always remember that. So it's really important. And you got to be genuine. You can't just walk around and say, hey, how are you? Good to see you. Hey, how are you? Good to see you.
You can do that after you've made the rapport and after
Correct.
you've seen that person a couple times, and now it's you have that relationship.
Right.
But you said it a second ago. We have 1,900 employees. We do not know everybody.
Nope.
And we're probably not ever going to. But every time we're in a restaurant and working with a team, let's get curious and ask them questions. Hey, how long have you been with us, like you said? Or, you know, even just fun stuff like, you know, how was your weekend? Like,
Right.
What's one fun thing you did? You know, those are questions that you can ask to get curious about somebody. Well, I got to tell you too, Nick, if you know your team only brings you information when it's already an emergency, that's not a team issue. That's an approachability issue. They waited to the last second to say, hey, I need help, or hey, this is an issue. That's because they don't want to tell you.
Yeah, and it's typically scary. Like, oh God, Riley, the shape machine blew up. I know you're on your computer, but we got to sell these Shamrock shakes. Like, I got to go. No, you go tell them. No, I don't want to tell them. Like you said, that's completely, it's a huge approachability issue.
Yeah.
Like, if they hear, they should be running out to you and telling you, hey, Riley, I think it's squealing. I don't know what it's doing. Oh, maybe it's just low on mix. Like, you're exactly right. Exactly right. And we can give thousands of examples of that.
That's great, Nick. And I think before we get into some more of those examples and, you know, the traps that we can fall into, I think it's important that we define approachability. So approachability is how safe and easy it feels to bring you information, good, bad, small, or urgent. So that's approachability. How easy is it? How safe is it for me to tell you anything?
Sure.
Really? You know, it's not always the scream and shake machine, but anything, any piece of information. And approachability is not being everyone's best friend. And it's not saying yes to everything. It's not letting standards slide, and it's not avoiding those hard conversations, because hard conversations still have to happen. Those don't go away because you're approachable.
Right.
Or not approachable. So finding out those ways, as a leader, you should probably know if you feel approachable or not. Like, you can kind of sense that vibe. So if you've got that vibe or think you have that, then let's talk about some of those traps and how we can get you out of that and become more approachable.
Yeah, it's a good point, because it's a kind of a part for us to reflect. As leaders, we should reflect all the time. And you just said it. As leaders, we should feel that we're approachable. We should see it. And if we're not seeing it, like, wow, nobody's talked to me today and I've been here for 8 hours, or it's probably an issue. You probably you have a approachability issue. Yeah. And when you do have really good approachability, it can be kind of annoying sometimes, because everybody, there's like 5 or 6 restaurants that I go there with a smile, knowing that I'm going to get like 3 tasks done, because everybody knows me and they've worked with me, or I'm just approachable and I've had that good rapport with them, or maybe in a relationship with them now, that they come to me all the time. Like, so as leaders, I think we really need to reflect and see if people do come to us with, like you said, safe. Yeah. And with just confidence that that we're going to give them an answer, or we're going to help them. Yeah. So,
and that's the thing, help, right? Like, no matter what the information is, again, good, bad, urgent, small, like, that's where we're going to be able to help them.
Yeah. So Riley, when we think about an approachable leader, what do they do that makes them approachable?
Well, I think it starts off with a couple different things. They approach me, like, they show me that they're curious.
Okay.
Then you've got your other stuff like body language and facial expression. Am I closed off? Am I hiding in the office? Am I present? Am I in the business?
Sure.
Or am I kind of, again, being secluded and kind of hiding? We talk a lot too as leaders in the organization, when we're at the restaurant, don't go hide in the corner of the lobby. Go sit somewhere where you can be seen. And I know you've got an example of kind of building that rapport and building that approachability with the restaurant that you shared with me earlier. So you wanted to share that with the listeners?
Yeah, one of the things that I do when I go to restaurants, obviously they get busy. Mm-hmm. And, we run profitable restaurants, so sometimes they're short-staffed for a very spurt moment. Yeah. And I'll always come up to the shift leader and say, hey, what can I do to help you? Or, hey, you want me to jump on fries? You want me to jump on side 2? And they're like, oh, no, we're fine. Because everybody always says. Yeah. Like, Nick, this guy in a suit, he works for corporate. I don't. And then I'll tell them, okay, see my laptop over there in the corner? Like, you can see I'm always approachable, even by view. Like, you want to be able to, they can see you. If I'm in that way, you got to go out, go left, go by the bathroom, and turn right.
They're never going to come at you.
Exactly. If I have to give them landmarks to find me, I'm not approachable. So make sure they can see you, and I'm right there. If you need me, let me know. I'd much rather help you put food in the bag and take care of our guests than do whatever I'm on my computer. So, and that it builds like a rapport. It's a joke. Like, we have fun about it. Like, I make fun of myself a lot in the things that I do, because I do nothing. So it's easy to joke about that. But then they have that. And like, there'll be times where I'll look at them of like, are you good? And they're like, oh, yeah. And then they look at you. And then you're kind of, that rapport is getting thicker and stronger. Yeah. And there'll be times where I'm like, well, I'm just going to help you now because I'm bored. Even though I know they need help. Like, I'm not gonna tell them, well, Riley, you need help. I'm gonna do fries. No, I'm good. I'm just bored now. I want to just put food in the bag. Is that cool? And they're like, oh yeah. So then I wash my hands, and you know what I mean. And I'll take my jacket off sometimes, and maybe sometimes take the tie off, and I'll have fun for an hour or so. Yeah. And now I plant that seed. Now they're going to ask me for help. And now when I'm there, they're comfortable asking me. And a lot of times they don't need help.
Right. I was just going to say that. And just even the check-in that you do, right? Like, you look. And But now they know that you're there. Like, they know that you're there to support.
And they're looking. They're looking out there. And they're kind of looking for that reassuring. Like, oh, leaders, trust me, our people know they have a really good BS monitor. So they might look at me and go, oh shoot, he did look at. He did notice I was looking. So it's those small little cues too that help us be approachable.
Yeah, and again, if you're stuck in the corner or somewhere else in the office, at the crew room where you're not visible, it's gonna be a little bit harder to build that rapport and that gap when it comes to approachability. And we have guests approach us too.
Yep. For sure.
When we're sitting in the lobby, and I think it's we get to have those interactions when we are in the restaurants. It's a great opportunity to, again, show our team what approachability looks like and how we can talk to anybody. Yep. And as a leader, give those examples and be like, look, see that's how you handle a customer.
Right.
An upset customer or a happy customer, right? Yep. Just have fun. And so that's a really cool example, and I appreciate you sharing. So there's a couple different parts of approachability, and we've got this kind of acronym here that's going to help us talk about approachability and the different aspects of it, right? And those are signals, reactions, and access. We just talked about access with being present, being seen in the restaurant, wherever that is. Signals are the facial expressions, the body language. Am I closed off? Am I head down? Am I earpods in? Like, those are signals to people like, oh, I can't go talk to Riley right now. Like, he's in it, right? Yep. And then reactions. So if I tell you, Nick, that the shake machine is making a bunch of noise and you get up and be like, what the hell? Again, why is this thing never working? I can't believe this machine doesn't work.
These things never work.
I'm going to be like, okay, maybe don't bring that to Nick. Maybe handle it myself, or maybe don't tell at all. And now it's a longer, bigger issue down the road. It's a real fire, you know? Those are the three things: signals, reaction, and access. So those three things build up how approachable you are. And when we're thinking about that, think about what area you might struggle in the most. So Nick, like, what's one that you struggle with?
Yeah, that's a good one. And I have a lot of good examples and bad examples of all three of those. We'll talk about the signal first. And it's not black magic or, crazy science, but people can sense it.
Yeah.
They can feel your energy, whether it's dark energy or good energy or bad.
Sure.
I call it dark energy. I don't like saying bad energy, but dark energy.
Yeah,
and
negative energy.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's a real thing I think that people can feel. And it's important. And it's also a confidence thing. Soft confidence means I can process things in my mind with a nice face. Like, I don't have to be like, geez, Eric emailed me again. I can still have that emotion, but I don't show it on my face. And that's something that we can work on. And I think it calls it the resting, don't bother me face or whatever. We were talking about it earlier. Some people call it something else, but don't have that resting, don't bother me face.
Yeah.
And work on it. And that's something we can always work on. And so we have signals, and then we have, our reaction, right? And how do you react? And I've done this before. Like, I have many bad ways. Like, if I'm like in an email, I did it to you this morning.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and I think I did it kind of in a positive way, but you were talking to me, and I was sending an email, and he's like, it was great because Riley was super excited about something he was doing, and I said, Riley, just give me a second because I want to listen, but I got to send this email quick.
That's perfect.
You know what I mean? Like, so I said it in a good way, like, hey, I really can't multitask, and I want to give you my undivided attention. So just give me 30 seconds, let me finish this, and then. And another good gesture or signal is close your laptop and push it out of the way because now I'm not distracted.
Leaders, we have emails.
We do.
We have conference calls.
We have stuff to do.
Yes. We understand. Don't you worry.
Right.
But exactly what you just said, Nick, is build, again, that's going to build the rapport. Like, hey, I can't talk right now. I'm finishing this call, this task, whatever. Like, give me a couple minutes and I will give you my attention.
Yes.
That's a perfect way to handle the reaction and the signals.
Yeah.
Because signaling, I'm clearly doing something, right? But people are still going to come up to us because we're leaders and they want to ask us a question. They need to tell us something, whatever. Hey, Nick, I would love to help you. Just give me 5 minutes. This call's almost over. Done.
Yep.
Now it's not, instead of shooing them away or ignoring them, like you're adding that positivity and that positive energy to it.
And remember, a lot of times the tasks or questions that people come to us with, to them are huge. To us, they're not that big of a deal. So, like, hey, Riley, the shake machine's squealing. To them, it's the end of the world. Mm-hmm. To you, it's a simple, just make sure it's filled. Yeah. No big deal. Like, so, but our brain does that when we're deep in doing busy work and doing this, that, and the other, and somebody comes up to us. Our first reaction, I'll share my reaction. My first one, I was like, what the heck? Like, what do you need now? In my mind, right? Yeah. And then when they ask me, I go, wow, we don't have that jerkish mindset. Mm-hmm. Like, they just had a question that was really easy for you to do. Like, sometimes, those are also, that's the hardest time. Like, those are the conversations that's going to build your mental toughness.
Yeah.
Like, you are the most important thing. This email is, you know what? I can answer this email tomorrow. Mm-hmm. You are now. Like, that's the most important thing. Like, you're part of my team. I care about you.
I care about what you have
Your
to say.
attention is more important than me replying to this email 23 hours early.
Sure.
And we as leaders, sometimes it's hard. And sometimes our ego is like, I have to get this done. This is more important. And it's not. It's really not.
Yeah.
And if we feel it is, then it's, that's a whole other podcast. So, but that's the hard part. It's when we think it's difficult, when we really have to push on for our team.
Yeah, that's a good point. And and I kind of want to add on to the access one, because we got the signals and reactions. So access, we already talked about physically, can people access you, but also it's emotionally.
Sure.
So we talked about building that rapport and connecting and being authentic with them. When somebody comes to us, can they emotionally connect and emotionally get access? Hey, sorry I was late today, this happened. Or I need to change my availability because XYZ, I'm starting school. Like, can they emotionally connect with you? And that's a big part of being approachable, because if they can't come to you and be like, hey, I've got this thing that I'm doing and I'm really excited about it or whatever, and I want to share, and you're like, again, using the other two things, like, I can't talk right now, that's going to erode all that trust and connection.
Yeah, like you said earlier, it's not always about the shake machine, because you're absolutely correct. And if we can't come to you about the shake machine, I'm definitely not going to come to you about a death in my family or something, something like a schedule change.
Right.
So
absolutely. So Nick, we've talked about a couple of the different traps already when it comes to being approachable to our team. The one that we talked about was the busy face, right? Where it's like, hey, I'm busy, don't add to my plate. I can't handle your thing because I'm busy doing my thing.
Right.
And you just said it. Like, whatever I'm doing is more important than what
I'm handling GM problems. Yeah. You handle your crew trainer person problems.
Yeah. This is more important to me than whatever you have to say. So that's one, the busy face. This one's kind of funny. It's exploding at the messenger. So you have somebody come up who maybe there's a pipe or something, or the water heater's leaking.
Literally exploded.
Yeah. And somebody's rushing up and they're like, again, they're like, Riley, the water heater, it's leaking or whatever. Oh my gosh, like, exploding at them. They're the one just telling you about the thing. And now you've exploded their message. And first of all, that person's probably going to be like, oh, I don't want to tell Nick anything. I don't want to tell him about it.
And they didn't even do it.
They didn't do it. But so is Susie standing in back cash, who's hearing you yell at the messenger. That's a horrible trap to fall into.
Right.
Where a reframe for that could be, hey, thanks for letting me know. Let's solve it together. Let's go take a look quick at the water heater. Oh yeah, this is a big problem. Let's call service. Okay, done. Now all of a sudden, and I like how all this goes back to kind of what you were saying about, as leaders, we can have emotions and think about it, but not let our face show it.
Yep.
Like, you can be upset that the water heater just exploded, but don't let your team see that. Thanks for letting me know. Appreciate you telling me. Let's go fix it, or let's go look at it, or let me look into it. Right. That's the switch there when it comes to being in that trap. Another trap is the only results matter vibe. So when you're only talking about being faster, being better, being quicker, being friendlier, and only talking about results and not taking the time to connect with the team, that's also going to erode your approachability or not show it.
Sure.
So that's another trap that you can fall into. So when you come into the restaurant, be present for the wins. Be present. Talk about other stuff, not just results.
Sure. Agreed.
Another trap, and we've already kind of talked about this one, but you're the office fortress. You're always in the office, and the only time you're visible to the team is when things are going wrong. That makes you a consequence, not a coach. So you're a consequence of whatever is going wrong, and that's the only time they see you. That's not good either. At the same time, if they have to come to you in the office and your door's closed, that's why we don't have doors on most of our offices, and they have to knock on the door and you're busy and you're like, they're not going to approach you.
Right.
They're not going to tell you that they need help. Or whatever the case may be. So the office fortress is you basically tell your team, don't bother me. And if I come out of the office and something's wrong, you're going to hear about it.
Sure.
You're not going to build a culture of growth or be able to coach effectively when you're doing that.
Sure.
And you had also mentioned like the corporate office, which I didn't think about. So what's that tie into approachability?
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. Well, Nick's car's here. Oh, why is Nick here? Who's in trouble? Because I'm not blessed enough to get to go to every single restaurant every single week.
Right.
We have 44 restaurants, plus or minus, depending when you listen to this.
We're always growing.
But we don't want to have that kind of approachability. Like, oh, geez, the office staff is here. And we know we're called the office staff, even though I'm never in the office.
Right.
But when we show up, they should be excited to see us.
Right.
If you're approachable and you have a good rapport with everybody, they're excited.
I had a question for Nick. I'm glad he's here. Yeah.
Exactly. And you should be bombarded with people. Like, not like paparazzi or, like not like Elvis Presley just showed up and Elvis, I mean, it's okay to do that too, but just kidding. Because a lot of times we show up and we have to deliver bad news sometimes. Sometimes HR shows up and it's just unfortunate that there are bad things that have to happen, but they don't always have to be that way. And we always, as leaders, want to think about being approachable because it's going to fix everything. One of the issues that we always have, every company in the whole world has, is communication.
Yep.
And we have more ways to communicate. And I'm going to go down a rabbit hole quick, but just be approachable, right? And it's not just about being approachable in person either. It's also about being approachable via email or text or chat that we use. Like if nobody's chatting, emailing you, or reaching out to you, then you're probably not approachable. And we just had this, like the development team, we were just like, hey, we're not approachable, guys. What are we going to do to fix this?
Right.
Okay, let's do this. Let's make sure we do this.
Those muscles.
Yeah.
Use that a little bit more.
Right.
Be more cognizant and intentional about
Correct.
how we're going to be more approachable.
Yep.
And we're going to tell you that in just a second.
All right.
We got 2 more traps. So the next trap is sarcasm and inside jokes.
Yeah. Like this is a funny one. Everybody is. Where do you want to start with this one?
It feels funny, but sometimes it can signal not safe or not, approachable. Like, just not. They have an inside joke, or the sarcasm, like, oh, Nick's going slow today. Nick must have slept on the wrong side of the bed.
Yeah,
that can feel funny, but it can also feel like, oh, I don't want to trust that person.
Especially when we don't really know. I know Riley. I know what makes Riley laugh. If I just met you today, 5 seconds ago, Riley, I don't know what's going to make you laugh. And I just don't know. Hey, Riley, how long have you been here? Not today, but forever. Like, that's easy for me. Like, hey, Riley, what makes you laugh? Because I got a joke. Be fun. Be more fun than fun.
When you're starting to build that rapport,
yes,
I agree. And if you have, like you just said, I know what makes me laugh. Like then that's cool. Let it run. But it's also laugh with, not at.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Like that's because sarcasm can float into a little bit of jabs there.
Yep. Exactly.
And I think it's also important, use names positively. Like,
right.
When you're making fun of Riley, cool. The next day, dude, Riley just made a ton of fries and they all look golden standard and they look amazing. Yep. Like use them positively as well.
Yep.
The last trap. This one can get some people because we have a lot of young leaders, and young leaders like to have friends. And friends can easily lead to favoritism. And when you're playing favoritism, it can tell other people that you don't care to hear what they have to say, or that you don't want to be approached by them because you've got your A player team or your favorites over here. And if they're on the team, we hired them for a reason. So everybody on the team deserves your attention and your leadership and your guidance. So if you're got some favorites, then maybe start to incorporate other people. Spread the touch points out. When you're talking to your favorites, also talk to the quieter folks, because we do have a variety of different personalities in the restaurants. So go talk to Timmy that's in Back Cash who's maybe a little bit quieter. You go have a quick conversation with him as the general manager, the leader, or whoever of the restaurant. He's going to feel pretty good. He might feel nervous. Why is Riley talking to me?
Right.
Why is Riley talking to me?
He might not answer you.
He might not. It might be a very short conversation, but you're showing him and the rest of the team that everybody matters and everybody can approach you.
Yep. I think the friendship one is really, really tricky, especially for younger leaders in our restaurants. And you mentioned a couple good points. A players attract and want to be with A players. And I think it's just mentally setting a barrier that I'm here to work, not be your friend.
And you might even accidentally.
You will. You're going to.
It's
something that we learn. Yeah. And don't get me wrong. I have done things with leaders. Not leaders. I've went out and socialized with people that I worked with. And there was a point in my leadership where I was like, okay, I'm not doing that anymore, because guess what? Now I'm here to be a professional and not your friend. And we didn't. ruffle any feathers, or if Riley didn't get mad at me when I told him I couldn't go karaokeing with him anymore. But it's just a good mindset to have, because guess what? When we're together, let's be A players together. Let's rock and roll. That's it. Because now you're not being approachable. You're being their friend. Yeah, it's completely different.
True. So I didn't think about that. On that side, if you're intentionally having favorites or having friends, not only does the rest of the team see it, but now they feel like they can get away with more, or they're not going to be held accountable because they've got that relationship. At least that's what I think you meant, like when you said that. Because you're right, like once that boundary's crossed, it's kind of hard to be like, okay, stay away. And I would say the other thing about these unintentional favoritism is kind of like the hours, right? It might come out in different ways. Oh, you give Riley 40 hours a week,
right?
But you give Susie, who's got the same skill and availability, 20 hours,
right?
So now you've got that going on, which again is a rabbit hole. So sorry, listeners. We are just having so much fun talking about approachability because it connects to so many things. And when you're talking about Susie's not going to come and be like, Riley, why am I not getting any hours? Because she sees it.
Yep.
Oh, Teddy gets all the hours because of his whatever relationship with Riley. And so a true leader, you got to stop. You got to have those conversations. You got to have those boundaries, and you got to draw that line in the sand and really just pay attention to your team as a whole and don't single anybody out. And
that's really hard because we're human and we're tribal.
Yeah.
And we want to hang out with people that are like us. And it's just, it's a hard one. That's not one. And that's a muscle that you always got to work on.
Drive-throughs wrapped.
Uh-oh.
Lobbies full.
Uh-oh.
You've got your you got everybody in their spots, but it's busy. You're getting your butts kicked. Opie's going good. Everything's fine. How do you remain approachable in a situation like that?
I'm painting a picture for myself.
Yeah.
Hey, Riley, do you need anything? Hey, we're kicking anything you need. You're doing awesome on fries. Hey, check your fry hopper. Make sure it's filled up. Let me know if you need anything to get fried. Those small little gestures.
Yeah, I call that that's why I don't call it, but the internet calls it the green light phrase.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
I'm giving permission. Yeah. I'm giving the green light to, you approaching me with anything that you need, which is exactly what you just said. Those quick check-ins. Like, hey, I know it's crazy busy. Do you need anything? Oh yeah, I need this. Cool. Got it. Give me 10 minutes. I'll be right back.
Yep.
Like those quick little things too during a rush, like you can be approachable during that time too. It's not like, oh, head down, everybody get quiet and do your thing. No, you should all be communicating and all be talking and all be approachable, to everybody on the team. Yeah,
when you bring that up, I always think there's a certain scenario that always plays in my brain when you think about that. When we think about approachability, when you mentioned the back cash person, it triggered me right away, and I said, I hear this in quite a few different restaurants. I'm going to cover my microphone when I say it. I need a manager in back cash, right? Yeah. Like if you hear that, like maybe you're not approachable. Maybe your team's not approachable. Like who's wearing a headset?
That's a
hey really Nick, can you guys come back and give me? It's probably the fingerprint or something, right? Like hey Nick, I need somebody to give me a fingerprint. Like if they're randomly yelling out things like I don't care who does it, I just need it done. Maybe we need to check our approachability.
Well, I was just going to say, if your back cash person doesn't know the manager's name.
Right. Or who's running shift.
Right. That's a problem too.
Yes.
Because that just popped into my head when you said that. I need a manager. Dude, you've been here for 2.5 hours. You don't know that Nick's running shift?
Right.
Riley's the support manager?
Right.
Like you don't know that? And so that's interesting. That's funny.
It's because Nick didn't do a touch point or something.
Riley didn't say hi.
Right.
Riley came in the restaurant, started and didn't go back and say hi.
Because that back cash person's been in back cash for 2 hours. We haven't even seen him.
Yep.
Maybe there's a hallway, a zigzag to see him, and we didn't go back there and do that good morning or hey, how are you doing, or fist bump or whatever makes them feel comfortable.
Well, in that green light phrase, find what works for you. But I think there's, the quick check-in, like we said, and then there's other ways to say the green light, phrase. The one I really like is bring it early, bring it small.
Sure.
So bring it before it becomes an issue, and bring it when it's not an issue yet, right? We can still
plant that seed.
Yes.
You can plant that seed. Hey, before the shape machine explodes,
right?
You can come in with, exactly. I'm going to come to you and say, hey, anything happens during your shift, I'm going to be out here working on the schedule or whatever we're doing. Anything happens, let me know.
Yeah.
Anything, right?
I also if you're thinking it, I want it.
Yeah.
Like if you're thinking there's an issue, if you're thinking there's a roadblock, if you're thinking there's an issue that's about to happen, tell me so I
Yes.
can help you.
Right. And it's okay for them to have the little small failures too. But because remember, we said earlier, their huge problems are probably small, minute problems for most leaders. So let them fail on their big problems, because remember, to us, that's not that big of a deal. Yeah, and when it comes to planting that seed, you have to approach them in order for them to be for you to be approachable. So in order for me to plant that seed, Riley, I have to be the one that puts it in the dirt. So, and once it's in the dirt, then hopefully as it blossoms, like our rapport, you're going to come to me.
I was just going to say that. Not only are you signaling, hey, I'm the one who's approaching you and telling you if there's issues, like come see me, but I'm also going to have those conversations and those connections along the way that are going to further give proof that I am approachable. Planting that seeds, it creates that repeated proof that you are available and you are open to their to what they have to say, and not just having the face that says, try it and see what happens. Like if you are actively saying, here, planting the seed, that alone is going to build that rapport and build that approachability with them than standing in the corner, sitting in the office and try it.
Right. Yeah.
Tell me the shake.
My door's open, but try it. Come on, let's see what happens.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think at the end, your team doesn't need the perfect leader. We're not going to be perfect. We have so many flaws.
We're always learning, too.
And we joke about it all the time is none of us really know what we're doing. We're just learning as we go. We have to be approachable, though. If my team can't come to me, then I'm not a leader at all. I'm just, like we said earlier, I'm just the issue. Right? I'm just the roadblock. Or the person that you don't even want to see or talk to because I'm in the office all the time.
Yeah, oh my gosh, Nick's here. Nick's here.
Yeah, so make sure we're approachable. And that's something you can always work on.
Yes, and we talked about signals, reaction, and access. Those three things. Just every day work on those a little bit. Be more accessible. Be more open instead of closed, and keep your, for the lack of a better term, keep your reactions and your emotions to yourself for the most part. If it is a reactionary thing, just try and keep it in. Or just calmly say, thanks for letting me know. It's really upsetting. Or just have that calmness.
And really remember that their problems or the things they need an answer for, their tasks probably aren't, that you've already done it. And we already have that.
You have the answer.
It's not hard for us. So instead of being reactive, just not proactive, but instead of being reactive about it, just be open to it.
Yeah, let it roll off.
Yeah, because a lot of times it's like, oh, that's super simple.
Yeah, super simple.
That was so easy.
Yeah. Fixed it. Boom.
Right.
Your approachability isn't softness. It's speed. When people feel comfortable bringing the issue to you sooner, things get fixed a lot faster. So tell me, as a leader or somebody running a business, you wouldn't want that.
Right, exactly.
An early warning system.
Exactly.
That's your approachability.
Right.
So work on those things. Work on your signals, your access, and your reactions, and your team will start to approach you. And start with a quick hello in the morning. Even the back cash person. Those little things and those little connections are going to make people feel like you're more approachable. This is a long one today, guys, so thanks for bearing with us a little bit, but approachability is super important. Thanks for listening. We appreciate you. Listen, learn, lead. We will see you next time.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us on Buns, Burgers, and Big Ideas. We hope today's episode inspired fresh ideas for your leadership journey. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and keep learning with us as we continue to explore leadership in the QSR world. Until next time, take care and lead well.